Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today is Michelle Seiler Tucker. Michelle is the founder and CEO of Seiler Tucker Incorporated. Michelle owns and many other businesses in different industries. As a 20-year veteran of the M&A industry, she is regarded as the leading authority on buying, selling, fixing, and growing businesses. Through her firm, she has sold over 1,000 businesses in almost every vertical and have a remarkable track record of success. Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Michelle.
Thank you. Thanks, Ed. Thanks for having me.
Well, first off, Michelle, why do you do what you do?
I love entrepreneurship. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I can't wait to find out how somebody started their multi-million-dollar or billion-dollar company from their kitchen table, from their garage, or from their pickup truck. You know, we're selling a $70 million business right now. And the gentleman who owns it has an 8th grade education and started the business out of his pickup truck. And I just love that. I'm just very passionate about entrepreneurship. I love, different ideas of, how people have started their business. So I do what I do because I love it. I'm passionate about it.
Awesome. And tell me about your new book, Exit Rich.
Yep. So this is my third book. I came out with Sell Your Business for More Than It's Worth in 2013. And back then, the landscape was very different than it is today. It used to be about 95% of startups would go out of business, 95%. Well, then I wrote Exit Rich in 2019, 2020 with Sharon Lechter. Sharon Lechter wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad with Robert Kiyosaki. So she's a New York Times bestselling author 5 times. Plus, she's written several Think and Grow Rich books. She's also a CPA, financial literacy expert, and the advisor to many different presidents. So I wrote Exit Rich because so many businesses are failing. So the business landscape has actually switched, flip-flopped. Now it's only 30% of those businesses, those first-time businesses that will go out of business, only 30% of startups will go out of business now. However, out of 27.6 million companies, those companies that have been in business for 10 years or longer, 70% will go out of business. You've heard about the public companies like Toys R Us in business 75 years, out of business, Kmart, JCPenney's, Montgomery Ward, StoryMart, Pier 1. Godiva is closing down 1,500 locations. So, but you don't hear about all the private businesses that are shutting down. So that's why I really wrote Exit Rich is number one, so business owners could build a sustainable, scalable business. So when they're ready, it's sellable because as Steve Forbes says, 8 out of 10 businesses will not sell. And Steve Forbes also has endorsed our book. So I wrote Exit Rich just so people don't become a statistic. So you don't become 80% of the business owners that never will sell, or you don't become part of the 70% of business owners who go out of business. And the main reason they go out of business is because of lack of aim. They stop innovating and they stop marketing. Blockbuster did that, right? Blockbuster sold Netflix. They had the opportunity to purchase Netflix. They sat back and did nothing. And now they're out of business. So Exit Rich is all about planning your exit from day one of buying or starting your business. It's about building the infrastructure on the 6 Ps. And it's about how to clean your financial house so you actually know how much money you're making.
And what's the challenge with that? Why don't they clean their financial house?
Because most business owners are so busy working in the business, not on the business, and they don't have all the 5 Ps. In which to focus on the financials. So, we talk about the 6 Ps. Number 1 is people. You have to have the right people. You have to ask the who question. Who handles accounting? Who handles legal? Who handles marketing? Who? The who should never be you. And then, you got to make sure you have the right product, that your industry is thriving, not dying. Also, processes need to be efficient and productive. And then proprietary. Proprietary is the number 1 value driver. So there are things that drive value, such as patents and trademarks and branding and contracts in place, plus databases, IP, real estate, which are celebrity endorsements, e-commerce, number 1 spots on Amazon, Wayfair, Etsy, etc., patrons, and then profit. I always tell my clients profit's never the problem. It's always the symptom of not having one of the other 5 Ps in place.
What about pricing, though? Do you work at all on businesses with regard to pricing, which Drucker talked about as one of the Ps as well?
Yeah. So evaluations, of course, we do evaluations. Most, Many sellers have unrealistic expectations as far as what their business is worth. They want $10 million and their EBITDA is 100,000. So, yes, we work with sellers on seller expectations. We educate them on how we evaluate businesses. We use 6 different methods, and one of the methods is the 6 Ps. When we have businesses with an EBITDA over $1 million or over, $3 million, we know we're going to have hundreds and hundreds of buyers for that business. So we go to market without a price because we know we're going to be able to create a bidding war. But we've done thousands upon thousands upon thousands of evaluations, and we've sold over 1,000 companies.
Well, I just was actually talking about pricing, and thanks for that answer. It's definitely germane, but helping a business actually set their price, because one of the things that I find is that people often set their prices inappropriately, and pricing can be the number one driver in profitability, which is one of your Ps.
Yeah, I mean, we look at their pricing, but we don't take deep dives into their pricing unless I'm going to partner with them. There's 4 things that we specialize in doing. Number 1 is selling businesses. Number 2 is merging businesses together. Number 3 is fixing businesses, growing businesses, and partnering with business owners is where I put up my money, my expertise. In that situation, when I'm a partner, I absolutely dig into pricing. And then we also buy businesses and flip them. So those are really the 4 different things we do.
Sure. Well, Michelle, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
That's a tough question because I never really had a mentor until until probably 2012, 2013. But I would probably say my husband's my hero. I would say my husband's my hero. And then if I had to step outside of my husband, I probably would say Joyce Myers. I just love and admire everything she's done and everything she's built from the upbringing that she came from.
Outstanding. And lastly, Michelle, how can somebody contact you?
Well, they can go get my book, Exit Rich. They can go to exitrichbook.com. We're in the middle of pre-sales. So they can actually get it cheaper at or less expensive, I should say, at exitrich.com instead of Amazon. It's $24.79. You don't have to wait till the book launch. We'll email you the digital download immediately. Then we'll send the hardcover to your doorstep to anybody in the United States. Plus, we'll give you lifetime membership to Exit Rich Book Club, where there's video training of me doing deep dives. Plus, there's documents. So a lot of owners are like, Michelle, I've never seen an organizational chart or an employee handbook or non-compete. Our business owners like, I want to sell, but I don't even know what a sample letter of intent looks like, or a purchase agreement, or due diligence checklist, or closing docs. So it's over $25,000 worth of documents that you can not only review, but you can download them. They're templates. And then we give them a 30-day membership in the Club CEOs, which is a mastermind where we ask those tough questions and help business owners.
All right. Outstanding. A promotional and preferred price for those of you listening to the Sage Thought Leadership podcast. Michelle Seiler Tucker, founder and CEO of Seiler Tucker Incorporated. Thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership podcast.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.